Are you feeling that intense, heavy stress of struggling to afford groceries right now? Listen, you are absolutely not alone. But more importantly, help is available literally right now. If financial hardship is forcing you to make those impossible choices, between paying the electric bill or putting food on the table, you need a fast, reliable lifeline. And in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to access that lifeline. No confusion, no headaches, and no endless waiting. Our mission today is to completely demystify the online application process for food stamps in South Dakota. Bureaucracy? Yeah, it can be incredibly intimidating, especially when you're already stressed out. But we're going to break this whole thing down into clear, actionable, bite-sized steps. By the time we finish, you'll be completely empowered to navigate the system and secure the support you and your family absolutely deserve.
Okay, let's dive right in. Here's our playbook. First, we'll cover what SNAP actually is. Second, how to prepare to apply. Third, applying online step-by-step. Fourth, overcoming any challenges. And finally, exactly where to get help if you need it.
So, Section 1. What is SNAP, the lifeline for your grocery budget? Look, food insecurity is a temporary struggle. You should never, ever feel guilty about utilizing a guaranteed solution that's literally designed to bridge the gap. So SNAP stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. You might know it as food stamps, but today it functions so much more seamlessly. If approved, you get an electronic benefits transfer, or EBT card. It works exactly like a discrete prepaid debit card. You just swipe it at the checkout counter with a PIN. You can use it at grocery stores, convenience stores, farmers markets, even for online grocery shopping at places like Amazon. It really is a modern, dignified way to buy nutritious food.
And make no mistake, this is a highly valuable resource that is absolutely worth your time to apply for. To put that into perspective, for a family of 4, the maximum monthly benefit can be up to $975. For an older adult, the average benefit sits right around $188 a month. Just imagine freeing up that much money in your monthly budget to cover things like rent, medications, or childcare.
All right, moving on to Section 2, prepare to apply, gathering your information.
The biggest mistake people make is logging into the state portal without having their information ready to go. Gathering your documents right now will completely eliminate friction and frustration later on. Now, what's really interesting about this is how South Dakota looks at 2 types of income. First is your gross income. That's the money you make before taxes, which generally needs to be at or below 130% of the federal poverty level. But here's the secret weapon, the net income limit. This is your income after allowed expenses are deducted. What does that mean for you? It means high rent, steep utility bills, and childcare costs can actually lower your net income and help you qualify for food stamps, even if you think you make a little too much on paper.
Because of those deductions, you're going to need to prove your expenses. So, grab a folder and gather these specific documents. IDs and social security numbers for everyone in the house, recent pay stubs, your rental agreement or mortgage papers, utility bills, and receipts for any childcare or adult day health care. Having all these documents ready to upload or mail is going to speed up your approval tremendously. Which brings us to Section 3, apply online step-by-step, navigating the SDB's portal.
Okay, let's see how this builds. With our documents in hand, we are ready to conquer the South Dakota Benefits Eligibility and Enrollment System, otherwise known as SDBs. First, open your web browser and go to eaportal.sd.gov. Then click Apply for Benefits. You'll be prompted to create a MySD account. This is just the state's secure portal. You'll put in your email, click a verification link they send you, and create a password. Once you're in, simply select SNAP as the program you want and follow the on-screen prompts to input all that information from the documents we just gathered. Honestly, even if you're a complete beginner with computers, the system guides you super clearly, 1 page at a time.
Here's a highly practical tip for you. Set aside a good, uninterrupted 20 to 45 minutes to get this done. While your MySD account does let you save your progress and come back later, knocking it out in one single sitting with all your data filled in thoroughly, that's the best strategy. Applications with missing information get delayed. Thorough applications, on the other hand, get approved much, much faster.
All right, Section 4, overcoming application challenges. What happens next?
Hitting that submit button feels amazing, but it can also naturally lead to a bit of anxiety. So let's proactively address what actually happens next. Here's the timeline you can expect. Day 1 is when you submit. Under normal circumstances, the state has up to 30 days to review a standard application. However, if your household's gross monthly income is less than $150 and you have less than $100 in savings, you trigger an emergency expedited review.
And if you qualify for that, the state is legally required to get you your SNAP benefits within just 7 days of applying.
Now, a few days after you apply, you're going to be scheduled for a mandatory interview with a caseworker, either over the phone or in person. Take a deep breath. This interview is literally just to check in. It is not meant to trip you up at all. It's just a simple, collaborative conversation. The caseworker is really just there to verify the information you submitted, make sure you didn't forget any helpful expense deductions, and ensure you have everything you need to get approved. So the crucial point here is what happens if you get a denial letter in the mail. Listen, a denial is absolutely not the end of the road. Sometimes it's just a simple clerical error or missing document. You have the absolute legal right to request a fair hearing. This means you can ask a judge to review your case independently. You can write a note or call your local DSS office to initiate this. Bottom line, never just give up if you believe you qualify. Finally, Section 5, where to get help. You are not alone in this process. You are truly not alone in this process. If you face a technical glitch, or if the paperwork is just confusing, the South Dakota Department of Social Services actually wants to help you. You can call the state's official toll-free SNAP hotline at 1-877-999-5612. Or if you prefer face-to-face help, there are regional DSS offices scattered all across the state in cities like Rapid City, Sioux Falls, Aberdeen, and Pierre. You can literally walk right into these offices and ask a specialist to help you fill out your application on the spot.
There are also a few alternative lifelines depending on your specific needs. If you happen to get locked out of the online portal, there's a dedicated technical help number. If you're an older adult navigating this, the National Council on Aging provides a fantastic free helpline. But most importantly, please hear this. If your family is out of food right now, today, do not wait for the SNAP process to finish. Visit feedingsouth.dakota.org. They have food pantries and mobile distributions that can bridge the gap immediately while you wait for your EBT card to arrive in the mail.
Okay, you now have the complete playbook. We've demystified the portal, we've outlined the exact documents you need, and we've shown you exactly where the safety nets are. Now it's time to take that first step. Head over to the SDBE's website and start your application today to secure your nutritional lifeline. As a quick final reminder, the information provided in this explainer is intended for educational purposes only. State policies, income limits, and procedures can change over time, so always be sure to verify details with updated official sources like the South Dakota DSS portal. Thank you so much for learning with us today. As you take this big step, ask yourself, what could you and your family achieve with that immense financial weight finally lifted off your shoulders?